Welcome to Evergreen Speedway's Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11.
Well, for the second time here in 2024, it's DriftCon time at Evergreen Speedway here on Home Track Heroes. I'm Caleb Hart, Super Ben White in the house once again. Yeah, this guy. And we're in for some fun. It is the Highline Shootout. We got some Team Tandem Drift and, of course, Evergreen Northwest Drift Series number 3.
Number 3, that's right. We did number 2 quietly. But, you know, DriftCon's such a big event, such a big deal that we want to have it here on Home Track Heroes. So, second time we got drifting here in 2024. I'm super stoked for it. I didn't actually get to see this event live, so I'm super curious on how this all played out.
It's live to you. That's all that matters.
That's
We're
right.
ready to go. Our program brought to you by Gene Johnson, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical. Excited for you guys here today. Now, we started at the round of 32. We're going to jump forward and already be into the round of 16 for our drifting competition, and this will be a little different course than what we showed you on our first show here of DriftCon, and I love seeing the different variances that we get every time in and they're out. Ben is the drifting expert. He will explain what we're seeing and what we're doing, and in round number 1, here are our drivers. You have got Gabe Niederle. He's the black 370Z, and Alex Lindsay is the purple Nissan next to him as we get underway.
Yeah, Gabe actually qualified with a 99 out of 100, so he was our number 1 qualifier on the day. Made his way through the round of 32, and now he's in top 60, and look at that out front, just carrying through with all that momentum that he had since the beginning of the day. He actually pulled an all-nighter to make it to this event, and you know what? I think he should do it every time. Just no sleep till Brooklyn or Evergreen Drift and just come out here and just shred, because you see him just hazing the tires to initiation. And Alex Lindsay right there in the Raspberry S14 has a little reinitiation on the bank, so you know that's going to weigh against him as far as the judge's decision. Like this always is. It's a judge sport. It's the figure skating of motorsports. And you know what? You're at the mercy of 3 dudes who are just casting judgment on you all day.
And yet at the same time, it is so much cooler than figure skating at this point. Now, every drift round has each driver going twice. Once is the lead and once is the follow. We're going to show you the initial run, and then we'll give you a replay version of it, get some drone footage in there, etc. And then the second run where they flip-flop. Now, Lindsay is in the lead and Niederle is in the chase position.
Yeah, so there's a predetermined way that the judges want these guys to navigate through the course. So the lead driver is supposed to do that. They're supposed to put down as close to what is a 100-point qualifying run as possible. So that's based on line, angle, and style. So Alex Lindsay out here out front now, and he's trying to do better than Gabe did in the lead position. Now the follow position, which is now Gabe in that black 370Z, he's just trying to keep as close to his opponent as possible, follow that same line, and look at that, dialing it in, getting nice and close, right next to that S14. One more snappy transition crossing the finish line. It's in the judges' hands now.
Sorry, I'm too excited.
I would be too. Congratulations, great job out there.
Thank you, dude. This car is doing fantastically.
It looked like there was a little bit of collision out there on the first go-around. Does that, change your mentality going forward, or?
To be honest with you, I didn't know that there was one. Did you get in contact a little bit?
It looked like you guys might have rubbed it together a little bit coming down this way.
Alex is such a good driver, I didn't even notice, honestly. It was so clean.
And is there anyone you'd like to thank for getting you out here tonight?
Honestly, right now, my girlfriend's helped me out a ton. Driving 2 cars is a lot of work, and she's helped me with a lot of the side stuff that needs to get the job done. And then my sponsors, of course, Wise Fab, Fuel Suspension, and all that good stuff. Oh, Kansai Wheels and Polinos. Sorry, my brain's like ecstatic right now. It's crazy.
Great job out there. I'll see you later.
Right on, thank you.
Well, I like the old school open face helmet there on Niederle. Like 3 for Dale on that one, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, Gabe's all about the vibes in there, and I mean, he's just shredding that in that 370Z. He's going on to the grade 8, and now we got a good battle here between Tyler Mayer and Dustin Hill. So Tyler Mayer out front, you know him, you love him. He changed it up to the red livery this year. JZ power under the hood of that S13 out front, and Dustin Hill, that Miata, it's got rotary power under the hood of that thing, and oh no, just like the triangles in his motor, he's spinning, and that's not what we want to do in drift. But you know what? We got to keep Tyler Mayer honest, and he crosses the finish line in drift, completing that run. It's going to be a big deficit for Dustin Hill to overcome.
So one thing to note on this one is this is a 9 versus 25 matchup here in the round of 16. 9 is about as low as we have seen Tyler Mayer seated here in a very long time. Let's get a second look at it, and of course the little overcorrection coming out of the Miata, just a hair of a second here.
Yeah, I wonder, if Tyler Mayer, if it's been a hot minute since he's been on the bank, or if the judges felt extra nitpicky on him just for some reason, whatever. But I mean, look, he's doing what he has to do out front. He knows this. This is like our most classic possible layout here at Evergreen Drift. I think it's like the very first layout that they had in Evergreen Drift's inception. So we've ran it nonstop. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. It utilizes the bank, utilizes the infield. It's got enough stuff to keep everyone interested and everyone motivated here. And look at that big, nice, snappy transition. That Miata just looks so tiny. Like, you think an S13 is tiny, and then you see a Miata next to it, and it's just hilarious. But I mean, these guys are shredding. That's one of the greatest parts about drifting, is just the juxtaposition of cars.
Yeah, no kidding. We've seen some incredible battles from some incredible pieces of machinery, and there's even more coming up here. So this is the run with Dustin Hill. He's in the red Miata. Tyler Mayer's got the red, white, and blue, following him behind in the Nissan. And you imagine, based on the quality of that first run thrown down by Mayer and Hill's boo-boo in the chase mode, this one is going to be all
Hill had a big boo-boo. Tyler Mayer, I didn't see any big boo-boos, so I'm going to have to lean towards Tyler on this one.
Hey, good job out there. I noticed the first time your opponent spun out. How does that change your mentality on the second run?
I actually don't have a spotter, so I had no idea. I guess. It seemed like on a second run, he almost went off the bank. We were both kind of in a crappy moment for a second, but we pulled through, so heck yeah.
Is there anyone you'd like to thank for getting you out here tonight?
Pulse for Health, TMR, J2 Racing, Speedy Signs, and Linwood, 425 Motorsports, and Tire Streets.
Great job. I'll see you later.
Well, that is Quentin Kemp drawing interviewer duties for us today here on Home Track Heroes at DriftCon. As we move on, it's the 413 matchup. Matt Rusecki's the blue Nissan. The purple Nissan is Avery Thomas. Ooh, both of them are sharp-looking machines.
Yeah, both these guys, V8 power, LS power under the hood of those 350Zs, so they wanted the proper amount of cylinders in those cars, and look at them both shred on this course. Matt Rusecki in the Lordco Racing 350Z, I mean, I think he's our current points leader going into this round, and you could see why. I mean, he just does the same thing every time out front. He knows what he has to do, and he just does it. He just does it.
And look at the gap that he started with. He started distancing himself very early from Thomas and managed to keep a lot of that pad for a good chunk of his way through this run. Thomas never really gets close enough to do what the judges are looking for, called mirroring during the stage, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so Matt Rusecki, or Rushetsky, mea culpa, his whole ass team, so I don't get beat up.
My bad.
Man, you could see that it's part of his commitment out there, is how fast that he went in to enter the bank on his lead run. And now you see in his chase run, he doesn't care who's in front of him. He's going to stick it to their door, and it doesn't matter if it's a high speed or low speed portion of the course. And look at this, reeling in Avery Thomas right now in that purple Z. That purple Z looks good. It looks even better with that blue Z right next to it as they cross the finish line. Both of them on throttle, both of them committed. Let's check it out in the instant replay.
Wow, Thomas got a whole lot of angle in that car at one point in time through the slower portion of the course, and yet Rushetsky right there to get right with him. My own mea culpa too. My bad.
You could see that Avery took a middle line on the bank, and so when he steered in, he didn't use the momentum of the car to get him up high, and you know what? It just all falls into Matt Rushetsky's favor.
Hey, great job out there. You guys are driving the same model of car, but really, how similar are these two cars?
I feel they're pretty identical. I haven't really looked at his setup much. We got the bottle of nitrous, so it helps us be a little quicker than his car, I think.
Is there anyone you'd like to thank for helping you get out here tonight?
Yeah, definitely. My team, obviously, they help me with all my tuning up and everything between battles to make sure I'm ready. My fiance, my family, my sponsors. I mean, it's a team effort.
Great job. I'll see you later.
On to the next matchup as Rushetsky gets the win. Jonas Sturdy, he was our 5th ranked guy coming in. He's got the gray BMW taking on Spencer Bolt. It is the black Vet coming up in this matchup.
All right, so Jonas Sturdy, that's a solid qualifying number from him. And you could see, look at that, nice and high on the bank, taking that high line. Like to see his back tires riding that white line, but this is just nitpicking at this point. I'm not Mitch McGarvey, I'm Ben White. I like what he's doing. Big snappy transition in the chase position by Spencer Bolt there, and he keeps it together, keeps it in proximity, and look at that. Both these guys side by side just battling it out on track.
Oh, chunks of tire coming up if you were watching the camera close enough as they're coming off the final corner there. That was cool, and we get the benefit of looking at it again from Armani FPV and Zero Sympathy FPV here on our drone highlights today.
Look at that. So nice job by these guys. They come through the power alley. Big transition. Look at that. Spencer Bolt just barely able to hang on and gets right back on throttle, is committed, trying to stick it to the door of his competitor. And Jonas Sturdy, I don't think he looked back once, because if he did, I mean, he probably would have looped it out.
Wow.
That's
all
intimidating
right.
there. That big black C6 Corvette of Spencer Bolt there. Look at that. Nice initiation from him. Again, about the same spot on the bank, but now Jonas Sturdy is following a little bit behind there. He's going to have to play catch up. He kind of cut the course a little bit. You could see him again not getting into that third outer zone. I think it'd be third outer zone there, but dialing in that proximity here as we're coming last clip, crossing the finish line side by side. This is a close one.
That was really even matched. A second look at this one. And again, you figure the bigger power is going to be able to distance himself a little bit, but quite the job by Sturdy, just keeping with him in terms of velocity here on this course.
Well, you say bigger power, but Jonas Sturdy also has LS power under the hood of his vehicle. It's just an E36 BMW. That's Germany's champion race car. This is America's champion race car. They're going head to head, and I don't know. It's too close for me to call.
Let the judges decide, they say.
Great job out there. It looked pretty close from up here. What do you think gave you the edge during this particular run?
I think it was how much I was able to surge through the power alley. I got a little distance on the bank. I think it's just how much I committed back onto him. It looked like he got close to the wall and kind of straightened a little bit, so that might have given me more angle and proximity. So,
Is there anyone you'd like to thank for getting you out here tonight?
I want to thank all my friends that are out here helping me out and T&W Demolition sponsorship.
Great job. I'll see you later.
Let's turn things over. It's our grassroots champion, John Daniel, coming up. He was the 2 seed here in the black Nissan. Next to him, Matt Poyarena. It's the red and white Nissan as they launch down the back straightaway.
Okay, so we got John Daniel in that classic Goon Squad black. Matt Poyarena looks like he's changing up a little bit this year, going for the two-tone, the white on red. Looks pretty good on him, but what's not looking good right now is his proximity, man. He's in the chase position. We need to see him in frame rate here, and it looks like John Daniel's basically just on a solo run. I mean, he shreds so hard, and John Daniel, I mean, if you're not on it, you're just going to get left behind. We saw exactly what happened there. I mean, what else is there to say? We're just going to switch it up right now.
Yeah, exactly, to the point where the drone guys got left behind. They weren't on it quick enough on that one. So here's the flip side. Poyarena now leads. Daniel now chases.
Yeah, we don't have enough resolutions to have a full 360 cam to get Matt Poyarena in the frame there. So it just kind of is what it is. And John Daniel showing you what you're supposed to do in the chase position, as it looks like he's pushing Matt Poyarena, bumper sweeping him in that last transition. Both these guys standing on the throttle right there at the wall for the crowd to get in all that tire smoke.
I'm actually kind of curious to see here. I think Poyarena might even kissed that outside wall on that very last one through because he's being pushed so hard by Daniel. Let's take a look.
Like. Well, it was a gracious one, right? So we call those love taps.
Yes.
All right.
I love it.
So just a little kiss of the bumper. You can see that he's been doing it all weekend because he's got a spot worn off on his bumper. But if you cave in your whole quarter panel, we call that a hate tap. So let's see just a nice little
dink
chef's kiss. But Matt, I don't know, man.
Great job out there. A name like yours connected to a team like the Goon Squad, it carries a lot of weight and prestige at events like this. How does that affect how you drift in, especially at events like these, or do you try and not let it get to your head?
I try to block it out for the most part. I think my main goal is to just try to impress my closest group of friends. That's like the biggest motivator for me. I just tend not to try to pay attention.
And do you have any sponsors you like to thank?
Tire Streets, GK Tech. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, I'll see you later.
Well, we're on to our final run of this segment. It is Dario Redic in the 10, black and teal Nissan against the black and gold BMW of Zach Wingfield.
Yeah, Dario Redic, a junior NASCAR champion turned drifter. He saw how much fun we're having, and look at this, man. It's so fun to watch him and how good he is behind the wheel of the car. Like, he has just this technical aspect of his driving that's different from everyone else, right? So he knows the points he's got to hit. He's putting his car in all those places. And Zach Wingfield, he is the wild card out here, and you can never, ever, ever count him out. I mean, he made it into the top 16. He took out one of our, best drivers in the Pacific Northwest for sure. And so, you know what? He's either going to, make the podium or make the highlight reel, and he ain't seeing no podium in sights.
It's an interesting juxtaposition on car build, too, on this one. Did you see Redic? Full panels, big old spoiler on the back of him, where Wing actually almost open cage-style design, no airfoil coming off the back of it. Now he chooses to go after that deal. It's a fascinating choice.
Well, Zach's all about the party, right? So, I mean, If it's not raining, you're going to have that top down. You're in full party mode. Zach Wingfield, not partying on the high line. It's the high line shootout, bro. Hit that high line. He's taking that mid line. But look, Dario in the chase position is able to adjust his line and his driving and stay and mimic exactly what the lead driver is doing. Look at these guys side by side, mimic transitions, and they're going to be next to each other crossing the finish line. Nice job from both these competitors. Let's check it out again.
All right, second replay. And what you're talking about here is they want you up all the way in that high end of the third groove around the outside of our 3/8 mile circle track there in this first section. And Zach, not quite all the way up there.
Yeah, you see big left foot brake by Dario trying to slow his vehicle speed down while keeping the wheel speed up, keep that thing in drift, doing a fantastic job of navigating through this course. Both these guys looking good right here, and we're going to send it to the judges. It's all in their hands now.
Hey, great job out there. You've had a great year of drifting so far, and, especially making a transfer from, NASCAR to drift. Do you think it gives you, an edge over a lot of opponents?
Oh yeah, there's a lot you can learn from all different kinds of racing. I've had a bunch of seat time, especially on this track, the 3/8. I've run the 3/8 thousands of laps out here, so a little bit advantage.
And are there any sponsors you'd like to thank tonight?
Oh, everybody on the car. We got the Lime, Entre Marketing, JMI, J2 Racing, Lux Performance. I couldn't be here without all of them.
Great job. I'll see you later.
DriftCon hustles on here on Home Track Heroes here at Evergreen Speedway. He's been White. I'm Caleb Hart. We are in the round of 16. We soldier on. Our program today brought to you by Gene Johnson, Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. And another fantastic matchup coming up for you guys. This is Corey Keyser, Black and Blue, RX-7. Mike Cook, he was the 14 seed in the white Mustang, getting after it.
Corey Keyser just cooking it to initiation. About as high as we've seen anyone all day on the bank. Dropped down a little bit at the end of it, but man, you can see that Mike Cook is having a hard time in that Mustang keeping up with a twin turbo LS power under the hood of that RX-7. Great looking car, fantastic driver. He's one of our FD licensed drivers that comes out here and just shreds with us, and you could see why. I mean, just absolutely lighting the course on fire here. You see as they come into the infield, get nice and deep into that first outer, second outer here, big transition, using that momentum to carry him way wide. So Corey Keyser was a little bit off that inner clip, opened the door a little bit for Mike Cook to gain some proximity. But man, Corey's car's so fast.
What you're saying is he'd be a good bet, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Angel of the Winds Casino Resort now has sports betting. Think you can pick a winner? Ben and I both think we can. We'll go prove it. Angel of the Winds Casino Resort, the only home for sports betting north of Seattle. Exit 210 off I-5 in Arlington.
Man, you set yourself up for that one. I didn't even get to lob you up the beach ball. You just knocked it out yourself.
Well, I mean, Keyser really set us up, right? He was the one who knocked it out of the park there. Oh, I love that almost wall kiss there at the very end, as there was your chase run from Keyser. Let's take a second look at it from the drone replay.
I mean, having that last clip there is a fan favorite. I mean, everyone just gets cooked with tire smoke. When FD comes to town, they keep that clip there just for that reason. It's just a wall of smoke. And when you have drivers like Corey Keyser who have that much horsepower, that much commitment, and that much don't give a care, hey, man, you're going to get some tire smoke. You're going to get some drift pepper if you're there at that last clip. They crossed the finish line, and now it's in the judges' hands.
Hey, awesome job out there. You are a pretty big name in drift, and out there, it's, you just look like, you always know what you're doing, and there's always, plumes of smoke coming off. Do you try and, keep, thoughts like that out of your mind while you're out there? Or, do you like some of the extra attention that it brings?
I just like coming out here. So the bigger the crowd is, the more crazy I'll get. So, and it's just something that I just love to do. I'll always come back here. I've been coming here for 15 years. So I'm going to keep doing it until the day I die, pretty much.
Everyone loves doing what they love. And are there any sponsors you'd like to thank tonight?
I just want to thank Conte Wheels. They shipped me out some wheels to get this car as gripped up as it is tonight. And they showed up Wednesday right before the comp. So thanks to them. Nick Auto, he got the car all lined up. It's never felt better. And I just want to thank my friends and family. My brother Tyler's in the stands with my two nephews, Colson and Callan, and Ashley, his wife. So I'm just glad I got the support, and I'm going to take this all the way today, hopefully.
All right, thank you. I'll see you later.
Yeah, thanks.
Corey Keyser ready to go even further. This is the final matchup of our round of 16. Jordan Hilmo, the red 240. EJ Radke, the blue Mustang, getting after it.
Absolutely. So Jordan Hilmo, the red 240, like we said, he is the higher qualified driver. Big angle, huge speed coming from him. Dropping a little tire over that white line, so had to come back, reel it back a little bit. Came a little bit shallow at the end of that bank, but look at that. EJ Radke is just unfazed, actually opened the door a little bit. That little bit of a mistake by Jordan Hilmo gave an opportunity for EJ to gain some proximity. He took that opportunity to the bank. Let's see it again through the instant replay in the drone here. A little bit of a late or a lazy initiation in the chase position, but it set himself up, EJ, to, be able to see what his opponent is doing and adjust accordingly. Nice job from him. Jordan caught his mistake. He was able to reel it back in, dial it in, and you know what? Ran a very good lap. The last like 2/3 of it. So we're going to reverse the order. EJ is now going to lead the way. Let's see what he does as he sets the pace.
Wow, started that deke down the front straightaway and then the big swerve out to the outer edge. Outer edge?
Yeah, in the drift world, we call that a feint. So when they go one way and then they come back to snap it in on the initiation, we call that a feint, F-E-I-N-T.
All right,
for
fair.
those scoring and spelling at home. But look, spelling's for fakes.
It's overrated.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Just spell it phonetically. No one cares anyways.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what did we see here on this one? To me, looked like Radke didn't really get up the hill a whole heck of a lot there in those first couple of corners.
Man, you know what? There's a lot of little mistakes by both these guys. So one of the things that they talk about is you can't have a good chase run unless you have a good lead run. And both these guys had a little bit of, some weeble wobbles, some mistakes, some bobbles. And you know what? The judges, they just weren't stoked with what they saw. So they're going to send them again. They're going to send them one more time. They're going back to change tires and just have a mental reset. And we're going to see right now the first laps of the Grade 8. And it's going to be Gabe Niederle out front, our number one qualifier, going up against Tyler Mayer right here in the TMR S13. JZ power under the hood of Tyler Mayer's car. V8 power under Gabe's hood. And, man, look at these guys side by side, putting the pressure on as Tyler Mayer here as Gabe puts down another heater of a lead run.
Wow. We sure this is the finals?
Man, it feels like the finals, but I mean, the drifting here in the Pacific Northwest, once it gets down to the 8 especially, the driving is so close that it's almost indistinguishable from, 16 to the finals. You see Tyler Mayer here, he has got some speed in that car. He is going big fast right now. Gabe, you saw him cut the course a little bit to try and keep up. He's doing what he can to apply the pressure, apply some proximity, but man, Tyler Mayer is just a veteran and unfazed.
Hello again.
This isn't even real life.
You made it past that first round. How does that, does that put a little bit of pep in your step going forward now that, you're really in it now?
I had no idea I was even going to get this far. And to battle somebody like Tyler, that guy is an animal, so I knew I had to put it all together and play the cards right. And it looks like I did. I'll be curious to see how he ran because obviously I can't see behind me. And I want to see that run because the judges had a hard time on that one.
Yeah, it definitely seemed pretty close. They took a while to score that one.
They did. But yeah, I'm glad to keep going on, and I just can't be more happy with this car.
Great job out there. I'll see you later.
Well, after that banger that we just saw with Niederle and Mayer, let's go back and get round 2 of Hilmo versus Radke. We've had one round of 8 matchup already. This is to determine our last round of 8 car. It's the round of 16.
Absolutely.
More time.
It was too close to call. The judges wanted to clean up a little bit, and man, this is not a good start to it. That is a mid-low line from Jordan Hilmo in the lead position. He's supposed to set the pace. He's trying to navigate as best as possible to a 100-point run through this course, and that's not the way to start on the bank. And you know what? It's just kind of, it's a wash from there. You do what you can to make it better, but that bank, it weighs so heavily on your score on the judge's decision. We're going to reverse the order. Let's see if EJ does a better job. Wow, big feint from him. Huge commitment from EJ in that S197 Mustang. Jordan Hilmo, man, he's having trouble keeping that thing in drift. You see him constantly steering in, bobbling that thing, reinitiating. As EJ, you know what, it might not be the cleanest, it might not be the smoothest lead run, but he's doing what he's supposed to do, keeping the car in drift, and you know what, getting it relatively close to all the points.
Great job out there. Clearly both goes were pretty hard to score for the judges.
Yeah.
You know, having the one more time and then, even taking a while on your second go around. How does a second chance feel, not being able to score the first one, and then how do you change your mentality going forward?
I feel like it's more of a relieve off your chest, and it's more of a confidence factor that you gain, and that's what's really important in the whole sport in general. It's like just driving with confidence. So I mean, yeah.
Who would you like to thank for helping you get out here tonight?
Definitely my dad. He helps me with everything, has taught me everything. Love the pieces. And then Redmond Tire Pros for sure, because they hook us up with tires or putting tires on. And then definitely Gundy's Auto. They hook us up with tires as well. So, yeah.
Great job. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
EJ Radke, a Rule 1 violator. Either take your helmet off before or after the interview, but not during. It's bad luck.
He's young. I mean,
right.
By the look on his face, he's like 12 years old, so you can't really hold it against him, man. He's just having trouble not eating all the crayons at school. But he's out here. I mean, he's in the grade 8. He's the last car in the grade 8, and now 2 cars that I'm very excited to see go against each other. It's Matt Rushetsky in the Lordco Racing 350Z going up against Jonas Sturdy in that gray BMW. And look at that. Jonas Sturdy knows who he's going against, and look at him. He is all over Matt Rushetsky throughout the entire duration of this run. I need to see it again. I was talking too much. I just want to shut up and watch it.
All right, you do the shutting up. It is Rushetsky in the multicolored blue car. Sturdy has got the gray BMW in and behind him, and yeah, this was an absolute thing of beauty.
Man, Jonas Sturdy, it's one of those things where you have this confidence when you know who you're going against, someone like Matt, and he just put it all over him. So now I feel like there's a decent amount of pressure on Matt to stay with him. If his spotter's in his ear, he's telling him, hey, you got to kind of give it to this guy. And so Jonah out there in front, let's hope he keeps his nerves about him, taking a mid-high line on the bank, getting nice and deep out into the outer zone, coming off the bank. Good transition from both these guys. You see Matt just lurking, ready to pounce right there, putting his bumper into the door of that BMW. Look at that, crossing the finish line side by side is Jonas Sturdy and Matt Rushetsky.
Wow, another banger of a run here as we'll get the benefit of the drone shot from up top. Look how nice they are in each of those yellow zones, the initiation zones, whatever you want to. Ooh, and right at the end.
A little bit off that outer.
Hello again. Great job out there as always. Another pretty close one, it seemed like. What do you think keeps giving you the edge over your opponents?
I had a bit of a bobble on the start on entry on my chase, I noticed. So I gave it 110% on my chase, bumper sweeped them on every corner that I could. I think my chase got it.
Great job out there, and I'll see you later.
Dynamic run for Rushetsky, and you got to feel like Sturdy. It was the lack of that last outer zone.
That last outer
that last
zone.
10%, right?
100%, yeah. And that drone exposed it for sure. You see the painted boxes on the track. You want to get your back tires in those, and Jonah just didn't. And when you're going up against a guy like Matt, you absolutely have to. But speaking of 2 heavy hitters out here, we got John Daniel, the friggin' 19-time grassroots champion of the universe. He's in the lead position, higher qualified driver, and Dario Reddick is pushing him through this 3-8 course layout. Unbelievable job by these two. I just keep yapping, and I you know what? I just want to watch.
I love the fact that you didn't drop Goon Squad once there in the first 16 seconds of that particular run. I got it for you, though.
Okay, absolutely. So Goon Squad, John Daniel out here. Look at that, just throwing down this. I mean, this 3/8 layout, it serves so well to these guys who are, on the in-between on where they are as far as like car setup. And you can see that John Daniel, he is almost ready to take like another step in his driving. He's so collected in everything he does, but now he's in the chase position. He's kind of cutting the line a little bit, trying to keep up with Dario Reddick here.
This seems like a beautiful course in terms of its simplicity, but still with a good technical aspect to it as far as the layout goes. Look at that.
Technical is the measurement between John Daniel and Dario Reddick right there at the end. I mean, I think it's down to thousands, to tenths of thousandths between the two cars here. You see them at that transition. They both kind of hang up a little bit, and John Daniel, fully committed, sticks it to the door of his competitor there. Man, this is a tough one to call.
Let's see it again. Why not?
It's too close to call.
I love it. Let's do her one more time. Let's finish the segment off. We've got Corey Kieser once again, the black and blue RX-7. EJ Radke sneaks into the top 8, and he'll take on the FD Pro as here we go.
That's right. Corey Kieser, a bit of a yardstick out here. And so he's going to lead the way. He's going to set the pace. And look at that. A lot of left foot brake from him. That car's going too fast. He's trying to slow it down a little bit. Nice transition from these two. And look at that. EJ is very poised in the chase position. He knows that car is faster, but he's not making too many concessions. As I say that commentator's curse, he makes a huge concession to try and, gain some proximity. But one of the things the judges usually talk about is that, you can make concessions, you can cut the line a little bit to try and gain proximity, but at some point, you're just going to want to mimic the line and do what you can to, do what your competitor's doing, do what the lead driver is doing. That's your job as a chase position driver. EJ made a big cut of the course at the end there. So let's see. Wow. Big, oh my God, snappy initiation from him. And he wasn't going fast enough for Corey's liking, so Corey had to push him 5 or 10 miles an hour faster. But Corey, it looked like he fell out of drift there on the bank.
He put the old chrome horn to him in turns 1 and 2. Love it.
That's
Straight
right.
out of the late model world.
Tried to turn him around a little bit, but little does he realize, there's, another 20 degrees of steering angle in that Ford Mustang.
So how do the judges look at something like that and score that applicably?
It's a weird one, and you know what? We're not going to be able to properly explain it without like a full-on replay of what happened on the bank there. But you know what? It's one of those things where if the lead driver's slowing down too much, they'll fault the lead driver. But I don't know if that was the case here.
Seems like you got a lot of fans here tonight. How does that affect you out there? Do you like knowing that there's a lot of people here to support you? Or
it really uplifts you as a person that want to just drive harder and everything else. So, pretty much.
All right, great job. I'll see you later.
I'm Caleb Hart. He's Ben White. Home Track Heroes DriftCon from Evergreen Speedway, brought to you by Gene Johnson, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical. I don't know about you. We've had some upsets, but we have had some incredible drifts at the same time. This has been nuts.
The driving in the Pacific Northwest at these DriftCon events is amazing. These guys are driving amazing, and their cars are also looking amazing out there on track.
They are indeed. This is John Daniel taking the lead in this one over Dario Reddick in round 2. But we got to talk about amazing-looking cars. That's APC Auto Spa, budget-friendly automotive detail shop in Monroe, focusing on high-end customer experience. They offer complimentary loaner cars for their services, including hand washes, interior and exterior details, paint correction, ceramic coatings, and paint protection film. APC Auto Spa in Monroe. Your car will thank you like these twos just did.
Jeez, ceramic coating, it's not going to save you from tire marks on your door, right? Both these guys side by side right here, pushing each other through the course. John Daniel doing a fantastic job in the lead position. And man, Dario Reddick is right there with them, sticking it to him. These guys are competitors. They're some of the best drivers out here at the track, and we're just so lucky to be able to watch them go against each other. Look at John Daniel on the bank. Are you freaking kidding me right now? How do you not, hear the Jay-Z blow-off valve going off in your ear if you're Dario Reddick? He just completely unfazed, just focused on what he's doing as a lead driver, and that is what you're supposed to do. That's a veteran move from a semi-new guy out here in the drift community, and look at him go. Both these guys shredding on track.
I hate the fact that we got to knock one of these guys out, both these guys, but
just let them drive all night. Just let them drive all night, and like that's worth price of admission right there.
Great job again out there. Clearly very close, both in scores and on the track. You guys got pretty close to, hitting each other out there. How does that, affect you moving forward?
Oh man, I love running with John. I'm having so much fun. I don't care what happens at this point. I've had a blast. I've got my money's worth. Whew.
Have you two ever raced before?
Oh yeah, we've competed many times. We've gone all over the place, all over the tracks. Whenever I see him at Open Drift, I'm going to chase him down, see if I can find him. Oh, he's so much fun to drive with.
All right, great job. I'll see you later.
Dario gets it. Into the final four he goes, where this is 1 versus 4. Big matchup between Niederle and Rushetsky coming up.
Yeah, and it's not the normal thing to not see Matt Rushetsky lead first. Gabe Niederle putting down double nines in the lead in the qualifying session. Gets himself that number 1 position, so he always gets to set the pace of these runs. And look at him out front. That's big angle from that 370Z. Are you freaking kidding me, Gabe? And Matt Rushetsky pushing him through the finish line. That is a good camera angle. We should use that a lot more at the end.
There is less than a foot separating these two cars. For a bulk of the course, the proximity is incredible, and they're in these zones so deep into them.
Yeah, and I mean, we talk about you can't have a good chase run unless you have a good lead run. That was a great lead run from Gabe Niederle right there, and it opened the door, gave ample opportunity for Matt to stick it to his door, and he just walked right through and said, yes, sir, I'm coming in.
Wow. So this is going to decide a lot because that was incredibly even, Steven, on the first one. Here's Rushetsky taking the lead into the big sweeping turn 2 and turn 1 of our 3/8 and into this first zone in the middle of the course.
Yeah, look at these guys coming in. I mean, it's a mirror image of each other. Gabe is doing a fantastic job of mimicking what the lead driver of Matt Rushetsky is doing right now. But both these guys, this camera angle is beautiful. You see them side by side crossing the finish line. I mean, it's another one of those these combatants, these battles. Like, just let them run all night, and it's worth the price of admission right here.
Even the Circle Track fans, if this is your first time tuning into Drift or one of our DriftCon programs here on Home Track Heroes, the elegance in which they're doing this, the precision, the speed they're putting down, and they're handling at these angles, it is absolutely incredible.
Hey there. Great job, as always. You're making it real far, and how does that change how you think about, about drifting every time you go out there?
I mean, every battle gets a little harder because you're going up against a higher qualifier. That was our number 1 qualifier here today with the 99, so I knew I had to give it everything I had, and it was just enough, luckily.
Great job, and you're putting up really close battles every time you're out here. Does that boost your confidence when you're up there?
Most definitely, 100%.
I'll see you later.
Well, Matt Rushetsky moves on. Niederle will battle for 3rd and 4th. Coming up a little bit later, here is to determine who's taking him on in the final, and it's Dario Reddick, the black and teal Nissan, versus EJ Radke, who's just been sneaking his way through in the blue Mustang.
Hey, sneaking his way through, but his driving is progressively getting better at every event. And you know what? He's earned his way into the spot, into the Final Four, and a chance at going to the finals right here. But he's got a huge mountain to climb in Mr. Dario Reddick. You see him out front running his line, and you know what? He's like, hey, keep up, Junior. And EJ is doing the best he can, but you can see he's a little bit handicapped in that chase position. So now they're going to swap spots. EJ's out front, and he develops a huge gap between himself and Dario Reddick here. So I don't know if that was strategy on Dario's part because he saw, Kieser go against EJ here, saw that EJ might be a little bit slower, and so he's going to reel him in, about here of the course. But look at the angle from EJ right now. Big angle in that Mustang. Not something you're used to seeing, but those Mustangs, hey, look, they're fully capable out here. Looking good out here, especially, in the hands of Mr. EJ Radke.
And, there's enough guys in the Circle Track world that'll tell you it's not what you have, it's what you do with it. I'll bet you that applies quite a bit here to the drift world as well.
100%. Yeah, EJ is absolutely wheeling that car, and Dario Reddick right there with him. Might have been a little bit surprised here, but we'll send it to the judges for a decision. And it is too close to call for these two combatants.
Okay, so we get this one more time, and this is to move on to the final. So we'll line them right back up and go for it. Dario's going to lead, and Radke is going to follow him here in the second part of our round of 4.
Yeah, probably sprinkle in a little editing movie magic of getting these guys right back to the line here. But, hey, look, you know what? It's one of those things where I would prefer to actually run that one more time right away, because any mistakes you made, you have that muscle memory. You can correct it right away. And you can see that both these guys are doing a phenomenal job, and they're doing better than they did on that first battle. This is a brand new battle, a whole new set. And look at that, Dario Reddick finishing, and EJ Radke put down a hell of a chase run here. We're going to swap positions. EJ is now going to set the pace. You see Dario making up her past transgressions here, sticking right next to him on the bank. But you see EJ, he is very slow on the bank, and he actually runs a low-medium line. And okay. Locking him up. Locking him up. So I don't know right there if that was induced by the lead car. I can't tell right there. It looks like we're going to have a drone replay. I'm going to want to watch that.
And your lead car started going through some of the orange barrels. Poor innocent orange barrels get pummeled by EJ Radke, so we'll get a second peek at it as there's Dario getting all finished up. All right, so this one's interesting, and you can see Radke goes in with that big, I'm going to say slow corner again, that bit Keezer in the round before him. Dario right there with him as he comes to the turn. They roll in again, and Dario,
Okay, so it looked like Dario saw EJ leading him off track. Dario had a big understeer there. He was trying to steer in, felt he had too much vehicle speed, locked up the brakes, kept it out of the wall, but now it's going to be in the judges' hands.
Great job.
Oh, man.
You're leaking a little bit.
Yeah.
You lost power steering on the first go-around. I mean, it looked like it might have affected your performance, but you picked it up, clearly.
Somehow got the win. I'm pretty sure I lost the belt on that second one. Lost power steering fluid, a line cut on the first one. So I don't know what's going on with the finals. I don't know if they'll give me some time to try to swap it. So they're pulling a belt off another car right now, if I got time. But
yeah, I mean, great job. Clearly, you're in the finals. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah. We're here.
I'll see you later.
Thanks.
Well, finals we are in. This is for third and fourth. It is Niederle in the black 370, EJ Radke the blue Mustang, and chance to look at her. We again get two shots at here. We'll get our first run with Niederle in the lead, Radke chasing, then a drone replay of it as Niederle big sweeping first set of corners.
Absolutely. Someone call this a consolation round. This is for the last spot on the podium here. Both these guys are driven. They want to bring home some hardware at this point. And Gabe, number one qualifier, big angle coming through that first inner clip there. Nice snappy transition. And look at that. EJ's going to finish side by side with our number one qualifier here in the third place battle.
Radke's been really, really good on his chase runs. I think that's made a huge difference in the amount of points that he's accumulated and his ability to continue moving through these rounds like he has, as Niederle putting the power down, putting the smoke out there, and now let's flip them rolls and see what happens. And again, watch the speed on the Radke car coming into this first corner. It's bugabooed a couple of drivers.
Absolutely. So let's check it out here. You see not a lot of angle from Gabe Niederle in the chase. He's going to reel him in here as they come into the power alley. This is where a lot of people feel more comfortable. It's a little bit lower speed here, so they're able to, gain more proximity and feel better about it. But look at that bumper sweeping on transition, side by side. Oh, Gabe, no. He snapped straight. Gabe snapped straight right at the end there. We're going to have a drone replay of it, but watch. This run is so good, and then there's that 5% of it where it's just like, bro, why? Why'd you do that, bro?
All right, let's take a peek at it, and it's coming up here in the last 10 seconds of this run. Wow. It's hard to see for me through the smoke. I was watching your lead car, but you have watched a bunch of these, and is it right? It's right there.
Right there. You see a big bobble reinitiation, and that's not the best. So I guess we're going to find out. Are we going to find out at the podium?
We'll find out at the podium.
We're going to find out
at
at the podium ceremony with Mr. Brandon Schmidt. He's going to talk to all the winners here of our Highline Shootout. But we got to figure out the winner. right now. Chicken dinner, buddy.
Rushetsky versus Redditch.
Here we go for the top spot on the podium. Rushetsky in the Lorco Racing 350Z coming from the Great White. Oh,
wow.
Shutting it down is Matt Rushetsky coming off the bank. So that is something that is very atypical of Matt. And I actually have a little insider information on this one.
Okay.
So I guess Matt was running out of fuel, like physically, like the jugs just running out of it. Okay? So he's got a stock fuel tank in that 350Z. And if you don't keep that thing absolutely topped up, it's a saddle tank. And so the fuel sloshed all the way to one side, uncovered the pump pickup, and starved the engine of fuel. Shut it down.
All right, so that puts Dario in prime position here. Big ol' don't screw it up, Dario, and he could walk away with this DriftCon championship.
So Matt Rushek, he knows that he is sitting on a deficit, so he's going to do everything to try and get in his opponent's head. He's probably just whapping the throttle right there behind him. But Dario, I mean, you know what? He's tried, he's tested, he's true. He's up in the front, in the lead position. He's like, I got this in the bag, baby.
So we'll take one more look at what we think is the championship winning run for Dario Redditch. As this will be the final run of this, we'll get to a commercial break.
Wow.
And we will come up to our podiums here in just a couple seconds.
These freaking guys, man, just putting the pressure on in the final. Unbelievable job from these two. And the Highline Shootout, all that's left is the podium, baby.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for hanging with us all day. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the Highline Shootout. So without further ado, EJ Radke, third place, Highline Shootout. That is $1,000 cash and $150 gift certificate to HQ, Drift HQ. So, hey, congratulations, man. Tell me a little bit about your day. You were just really on a tear, and no one could seem to stop you.
I honestly didn't think I was going to win anything, to be fully honest, because I was on absolute trash tires. But I guess luck was in my favor with my battles. So.
Well, hey, you looked great all day. Tons of improvement. And can we look to see you back out here for DriftCon After Dark?
Gotcha. I would love to be back.
Cool. Well, hey, congratulations, third place. Awesome driving. EJ Radke, everybody. So, Matt Rushesky, second place, $1,500 cash and a $300 gift certificate to Drift HQ. Hey, you've been on a tear all year. Tell me about today, start to finish, how you felt, how the car felt, and what got you to second.
I mean, we felt pretty strong all day. It was hard-fought battles. We lost the last battle. We didn't look at the fuel. If fuel sloshed coming off the bank, we hooked it up. We put a bus gap on our buddy over there. It just didn't work out.
Well, hey, you've been on a tear all year. Every series you've been driving, you're the points leader for the Pacific Northwest Drift Series. Looking for a strong showing DriftCon After Dark. I expect you'll have one. So second place to you today, but I don't doubt you can win any day, any time. So Matt Rushecki, see second place, DriftCon 2024. All right, now proudly to announce your winner, the Highline Shootout, no other than Dario Redditch. First place, 2024. That's $3,000 cash and a $600 cash gift certificate to Drift HQ. So, congratulations, Dario. So, hey, you looked absolutely unstoppable today. I said it's like a Rocky movie. They can't keep you down. You break the car, you keep coming back, and you just couldn't be stopped. How's it feel?
The cars are trying to keep me down today. So many issues, but just got lucky in the battle against Matt Ruszewski. We just got back out there, completed the lap. That's what I needed to do. Not the way you want to win, but I'll take my first DriftCon win.
So every time we see you out here, you continue to improve, you continue to get better. What's your plans for the rest of the year, and what's your goals?
I'm hoping to get the S14 back out there. The S13's really honestly underpowered for this class. I just got lucky with some issues today with the other cars. That would be an awesome killer car. It's got 150 more horsepower and it's 400 pounds lighter. So,
Okay, one final question, less of a question. Anybody you want to thank for being out here today and attribute your success to?
There's so many people. Every time I'm back in the pits, there were 20 people under the hood of my car. Everything's just working. People are pulling stuff off, putting stuff on. It was just working today. And of course, the sponsors, the Lime, Entre Marketing, Lux Performance, JMI, and J2 Racing.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Dario. Looking forward to see you at DriftCon After Dark. Let's get all three of you guys up here for a photo.
Well, we are all done with the individual portion of our program. The the Highline portion of our DriftCon. Team Tandem up next with Ben White. I'm Caleb Hart. And Ben, with the Goon Squad coming out for a solo run, they've got to buy into the next round. They're the number one team here. Good time for you to explain a little bit more about what Team Tandem is and how we score it, if we score it any different, or if it's pretty well in the same as we do when we're running solo.
Well, Caleb, the main difference here is that before, when you saw two cars on track, they were competing against each other. Now, when you see cars on track, they are working with each other. This is the Team Tandem portion of DriftCon here. So all these guys are super homies. Not to say that if they're competing against each other, they aren't homies. But these guys decided, hey, we're such good homies, we want to drive together and compete together as one cohesive unit. So they're working together. There's a lot of different strategies. We'll talk about it a little bit. But right now, it looks like we're going to have Team Medium Rare here. And it's quite the pairing here. Do you have any beverage pairings that you would like to put with something medium rare?
You know, medium rare goes awfully good with a Busch. Busch Beer, the official beer of NASCAR and Evergreen Speedway. Busch Beer, the sound of refreshment, crisp and cold as a mountain stream. Keep your fridge happy by stocking it with Busch and Busch Light. Busch.
The only thing tastier than a crispy Busch Beer is that run right there from Team Medium Rare. So that's Simeon McKinley out front, Tyler Mayer in the middle position, and then Alex Lindsay bringing up the rear in the caboose. The caboose is loose, and they're keeping it nice and glued together. So Simeon out there in front, I'm going to venture a guess to say it's a stock motor 350Z. Very good starter drift cars. However, this is one of the strategies that you can employ, is you have the slowest car out front and make sure that they're consistent, so then everyone else is just able to stick it to their door. So Tyler Mayer, we know that he's a good tandem driver, sticks it to the door of Simeon, and then Alex Lindsay is just a wild child, so he doesn't care if there's two cars in front of him. He's going to try and get as close as possible. Doing a good job there as Team Medium Rare, and they are going up head-to-head against the Ratchet Slayers here. So this is Jarrett Robertson in his backup purple 350Z, Gabe in his backup drift car, another 350Z, and Neil Poirena bringing the America, bringing the party. He may or may not have some Busch beers rattling around the back of that thing, because he's got the Yee Bird, and he has got that pedal to the metal all the time. T-tops out, full party mode as Neil, and Ratchet Slayers shredding on this figure 8 track.
Look at him heating up those tires like Gene Johnson heats up your house. Of course, Hometown Heroes brought to you by Gene Johnson Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. All right, so everybody gets 2 runs against each other. We just showed you the Goon Squad by themselves to give you an idea of what they were up against. So now Medium Rare, round 2 against the Ratchet Slayers. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so they just kind of put these 2 laps head-to-head. You know, when we're doing 1v1 drifting, we'll switch the lead car and stuff like that. We don't really do that here. It's already as confusing as humanly possible. No need to convolute it anymore. We're just going to send these guys out. A lot of fun drifting, and it's just homies on track. You see that? These guys ain't done. They're just shredding. Oh. I ain't done either, so let's get some drone footy on this one.
Did you see the very end? Even though the run was done, you had the synchronistic fishtail swimming down the front straightaway as they were coming out. Mm-hmm. That was bad.
Just extra style points. That's all it is. I mean, drifting is, you know, based on style 100%, and this is just like it incarnate right now. Seeing these guys stack up right here, this final turn is where it's all going to make it like just come together. Beautiful job from Medium Rare. And now let's see what Ratchet Slayers do, if they have an answer, and if you know, they could put together a better run and progress through this Team Tandem competition.
Give them a shot to do it. Of course, you know, it's fun to watch this here on Home Track Heroes, but we encourage you guys to be out here with us live at a drift event, because frankly, you can't smell the tire smoke from at home. it's a thing. If we could put that into the technology we had here on your TVs, we would do it. But there's nothing quite like the smell of a tire just dying its last shreds and cords of life, right?
The Jetsons promised me smell-o-vision at some point, right?
I think that's a legit thing.
It
yes.
should be well on its way. So as long as I'm not watching, the Duck Swamp guys on Smell-O-Vision, I'm good with that. Let's watch Home Track Heroes on Smell-O-Vision, because I want to smell the Ironmans, the Hancooks, the Falcons, all just getting shredded. Jarrett Robertson out there, again, stock or no. LS Power, I can't forget. I mean, he's got 2 purple Z's. I don't know what he's doing, but what he's doing very well is navigating that car throughout the course. Gabe Niederle, the big heart bash bar out and back. And you know what? Neil is trying to break his buddy's heart right now, send it right through his bumper. What have we got here as far as the win goes?
I believe Medium Rare was given the win from what we heard.
Okay.
So this is the Tandem Knights, and they are a bye this round. So they're your 4 seed. They did not have a 13 seed to go up against, so we'll give you one look at their run and a replay for the Tandem Knights. Knights with a K, as if, they're knights and stuff.
Yeah, like Knights of the Round Table, but Knights of the Figure 8 Drift Course, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, all right, so we got Jordan Hilma. We saw him earlier in the Highline shootout. He is out front. It looks like we got Stephen Edwards in the 2nd position. Shane Cannon's in 3rd. And then a late addition is Mr. Aaron Levitt, one of the Team Animal style guys. He's bringing up the rear. 3 is the minimum. 4, you guys are just overachieving and just showing off at this point. But, man, these Tandem Knights looking pretty good out here on track.
So take a look here towards the tail end of the run, and it's specifically between cars 2 and 3. It was Shane in the 3rd car, if I got the name right on that one. They're probably going to have to tighten this gap up that develops right about here on the course between those two. Would you say?
Yeah, a little bit. It looks like 2 separate like
groups
couples.
Of 2.
Yeah, 2 separate groups of 2. So let's make it one group of 4 and get real freaky with it out.
Next group coming out and ready to roll. It's Augmented Racing. Rolling on their way. This is your 3 seed, by the way, those 3 drivers. Whipping their way into the portion of the course and a little scatter plotted as they came through that first initiation corner. Watch them get together and get on the same page, and let's see what kind of run they can put down here.
Yeah, so this is one of those things where the strategy comes into play, right? Because you got Alex Steins out front, who's a fantastic driver, but his car it's a very, very stockish BMW, right? And so the cars behind him, they are some nasty race cars. At least Gaston Morrison's in the 2nd position. And then it was supposed to be Joseph Janik in the 3rd position, but I'm not quite sure if it is Joseph Janik in the 3rd position. I think that's someone else, and their name is eluding me, and I'm very sorry for that. You can put your name in the comments. If this is on YouTube, you can talk trash about me, and that's okay. I'll accept it.
If you talk trash about Ben White online, I will fight you. And more importantly, I will fight your children.
Don't feed the trolls, Caleb.
I will. Okay.
Don't feed the but we can fight kids.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm printing that T-shirt.
I mean, that's why I'm a hockey coach.
I like it.
Just full Ricky mode. We're going to teach them how to scrap.
Drift at Heart on Raceway. No relation, by the way, as they whip their way in and through the field. They're the 12th seed in this one.
Yep, so we see Matt Poyarena. He is out front. We saw him a little bit earlier today in our broadcast. We got J.R. Goodwin in the 2nd position, and then that looks like Cameron Moore in the C6 Corvette there. So, I do like it when the cars are semi-matchy. These ones aren't even close.
No, they weren't, but at the same time, they ran well, and they looked really good coming here to the end, and we're understanding through the benefits of our technology that we have that Drifted Heart's going to get the win here in this one. So the judges have already...
alert.
That's right. They have called down the victory for Drifted Heart, and they will move on in the 3-12 matchup.
Hey, that was a pretty good look right there. You know what I'm saying? That last look in the drone there, it's like, hey, if you just take that snapshot, of course they're going to get the win.
Okay, so this is Ride the Wall, right?
Ooh, I see some wipers going. Did we have inclement weather?
There's always inclement weather. We're in Western Washington.
I'm getting hands from Derek over there, so... I mean, it's to be expected, right?
That's right. We deal with the 250 cloudy with a chance days, so we can enjoy the 90 nice days, like this half of a day was.
So right here, this is Team Ride the Wall. So a new addition to Team Ride the Wall right here is Jared Bradfield. He's got turbo UZ power in the engine bay of that Subaru wagon. We got Dario Reddick, and then we got Brendan Theriault back there in the Mustang. So nice job from these guys. They're waiting on their boy Royce to get his GTO back together. And in the meantime, I guess a Subaru wagon is basically the same thing as a Pontiac GTO. So
if you could make that argument, if you could find a way to justify that, who am I to argue against you on this one? But they do have the Highline Shootout champion riding right in the middle of them. So he's the peanut butter to their white bread on both sides.
On both sides?
Yeah, I had nothing else on that one. I'm sorry. I was trying
you
to
just
figure
go
out
for peanut butter? You don't go peanut butter and jelly? You just go peanut butter, huh?
I'm basic, but crunchy peanut butter.
You want crunchy peanut butter, okay?
Yeah, so Dario Crunchy Peanut Butter Reddick going forward.
Okay, yeah, that is his nickname now.
Okay,
forever.
Please steal that.
Just like Jace Havoc's new nickname is Hot Cabbage.
The Hot Cabbage?
Yeah, per Jared Deanda. So that's what's happening, and it's been written in stone.
Just proud that you're able to pronounce Havoc now. That took you a while, but you got there.
It did take me a while, and it turns out that his whole family didn't bring the pitchforks down to Atlanta, and so Jared Deanda had his way with his last name, and it was hilarious.
Interesting. So this is 7-10 matchup. White House Drift. What a great team name for these guys. And we will get a second look at it. White House Drift, and they're taking on Bikini Bottom.
Okay.
Lives in a pineapple under the sea. I'm going to start singing the song if I get too
absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
Yes. All right, so we're watching the White House Drift replay. And again, big thank you to Armani FPV and Zero Sympathy FPV, our drone shooters here on the day at Evergreen Speedway here on Home Track Heroes.
Yeah, so I'm going to be a jerk because I don't know all these names. I believe Jack Reyna is one of the cars, the two cars that are matchy-matchy up there. I know Dustin Hill in the rotary-powered Miata because that thing's dope and we're both ginger bros. So
Word.
Yeah, we got that small connection, even though I just get locked in a booth for 10 hours a day at drift events and then never see any of my friends. Oh, God.
At the same time, they know you're there.
They know I'm there.
Yes.
Just at heart. Just talking trash about them. Just mopping the floor with them through my verbals.
Oh, Bikini Bottom. No, and of course it's the yellow car that goes
it's
around.
SpongeBob just goofing around up there. If driftical nonsense be something you wish.
Patrick and Squidward doing their jobs in the colored themed cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as they're coming, that's actually a legitimate thing that they did. They colored their cars like the SpongeBob characters and named their team Bikini Bob.
I mean, can you even be mad at that?
No, I love that.
No, this is fantastic, and they should get bonus points just for that. But I mean, this isn't Whose Line Is It Anyways. We don't get to make up all the points.
No.
Just some of them.
We should. So White House Drift will give this a second shot. Up and around and through and off and running. Here we go.
Okay, so looking pretty good here. You see that they're not super comfortable with each other. You saw Dustin in the chase position jam on the brakes, and when you jam on the brakes in transition, because so much of the braking effort is on the front, it tends to pivot the car more around the front axle there. So he was transitioning, jammed on the brakes, spun the car a little harder, over-rotated, and that's going to be a bit of a deficit for that team there. And you can see we're catching in right after the flub, so let's see if he can, make him look good through drone FPV. Just pretend he's on a solo run right now. And pretend that you can hear all the rotary noises doing good rotary noise things.
Oh, it's doing good rotary noise things. We know that. He's doing everything he can at the very end to make her good. All right, Bikini Bottom, this time we need you to truly live in a pineapple under the sea and do some nice synchronized drifting in and through the course as the green lights are on and we're underway.
That's right. Don't flop on the deck. Don't flop like a fish. Do the good thing, okay? And they're doing a pretty good thing. So you see them running wide here, and that's fine. Wide is smooth, smooth is slow. Whatever dude said in Days of Thunder, that's what they're doing. That's what they're applying here. Looking pretty good. A little bit of car contact between the E36s back there. But hey, they're hyped. I'm hyped. It's looking pretty good for these two.
All right.
This set.
And do we get a second look? Oh, they looped her at the end, too.
That was across the finish line. You don't have to count that.
No,
it was after the finish line.
I'm counting it.
You're counting it?
It was style.
Mm-hmm. We're going to make you a judge next time.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, so you can hear all the feet stomping up, all the drifty feet, all the size 8s stomping up the stairs to go yell at you in the booth. That's what you're going to get.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Everyone in their size 8 Converse.
Well, Chuck Teaser forever. All right, we understand Bikini Bottom was awarded the win in that one.
Nice.
All right,
Bikini Bottom. Nice job.
We'll move on. Now we have got a solo run, or it looks like a solo run. I believe 9T Degrees is getting a bye this round. So that's what these guys are, and they're out getting their chance to lay down a lap.
Yeah, that's what my Excel spreadsheet says. Is they got a buy run here, so this is all for the fans. This is all for a little bit of flashiness out here, and to get back in the groove of things, right? Because I mean, some of these guys have been just chilling for hours while we're doing the Highline shootout. So trying to get back in the groove with your teammates. EJ went absolutely rounds all day in the Highline shootout. So he's comfortable in the car. He's all warmed up, but his teammates there, Mr. Aaron Ram. And then Mr. Nick Brockmeyer, they've been just kind of chilling for a while. So they're trying to get back in that groove of things.
Like, if you got knocked out in round of 32, that's a bit of time on your hands here during the portion of the day. So
100%. But look at this. These guys, 3 Mustangs on track, looking pretty good right now. So you see them stacking up at the end here, all in the frame of that drone footage, looking pretty good for 90 degrees.
All right, so this is a round of 16 matchup coming up. And we should have Team Tugay coming up in this one.
Team what? It's 2024. I don't think you could talk about them like that.
Tugay.
Togay. The mountain roads of Japan. Togay. Yeah, we pronounce it like that just so we don't get canceled here.
Excellent.
Right on.
I'm in. Togay versus the Destruction Drift Crew.
All right, so it looks like we got Sam Jardine. I know that because his name is Brick Drifter on Instagram, so he's the Volvo out front.
Brick Drifter?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And then we got Kyle Higa and Nick Jardine. They're both E36 sedans. I'm just going to generalize them because I want to get canceled in 2024, and that's what you do is you just make generalizations about, cars of color.
Destruction Drift Crew coming in through the corner. And, well, that car is made up of many different parts and many different schemes. I love it. Not so bad.
I mean, they're kind of living up to the name, at least with that middle car, Destruction Drift Crew. Jesus Aceves. You know what?
Aceves.
This is what we're gonna do. This is Team Tandem's gonna get one of us canceled here. Let's see who it is. Put your bets in at Angel the Wins now. We got Jesus Aceves, Ryan Marotti, and Jake Good on this team. Not quite sure what the combo is here. I can do my best, but you know what? Again, I'm assuming car. Drivers, stuff like that.
So taking a look, this was an extremely disjointed run, at least from them here on the very beginning, because you saw...
Disjointed, that's the technical term.
Yeah, see, we're getting back on track. That's the second car and the third car never looked like they were in sync with what the lead car was doing coming all the way through the course.
Where is the third car?
He's hanging. He's probably about, 5 yards behind-ish.
5 yards, huh? Is it third down? About to be fourth down for these guys. It's all or nothing time. We got Brick Drifter about to lead the way again. So it's another one of those things where it's, when you're talking about strategy here at the Team Tandem, do you put the slow car out front? Do you put the most consistent car? Because these vehicles, they all, I believe they're very similar as far as like horsepower and stuff like that. But hey, man, they're very similar in driver skill right now, and it is up at the top echelon right now. Look at this. Brick Drifter laying it down, and these guys side by side, all stacked up, coming through this course layout. Fantastic run right here from Team Togay. Got
it. Destruction Drift Crew, their second chance to try to make some points back up. Let's watch them take off and see if they can get in sync a little bit better. Yes, just like the boy band, in sync, in and through, and we're underway with their second shot at this.
Well, let's hope they don't say bye, and let's hope they can put down a hell of a run right here. As they're all stacked up, looking good. That one camera angle when we had him in that one shot looking good, but man, you see a lot of weeble wobbling in the middle. You see the guy in the rear, he is not doing the greatest as far as drifting goes. He's not doing the greatest as far as bumper mounting goes either. He's dragging that thing around the course, but hey, you know what? It's all for funsies, and you know what? I had a lot of fun right now. I need to take a quick break.
More fun coming up next. Home Track Heroes here on Seattle 11. We are stoked you guys have been with us here all evening on Seattle 11 for drifting at its best. It's DriftCon once again, and this is the Team Tandem Shootout. He is Ben White. I am Caleb Hart, and this is the round of 8, of course. Our show brought to you by Gene Johnson, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical. And Ben, in this round of 8, the Goon Squad finally get some competition. It's the 1 versus 8 matchup. As they're off to their first run, green is out. That's John Daniel, our 19-time, I believe as you call them, grassroots drift champion, leading the group of 4 in and through our corners here at Evergreen Speedway.
Yeah, 19-time ballpark estimates, no big deals. But Goon Squad, I'm pretty sure they're like undefeated as far as it goes as Team Tandem at DriftCons. Unreal job from these guys, showing you why they're #1 qualifiers right here. And I mean, they got 4 guys in the crew, so they shred out there. Let's take another look at it through the drone footage here. So they're stacked up pretty good. So they got the 4 guys. Look at that. Mimic transitions there, and now they're going to reel it in. They're going to dial it in. So they need Julio in the 3rd position. He's the only car who's not matching the paint scheme. He's allowed to do it because he paints all the cars.
Okay.
Need to see him dial it in a little bit better. There he goes. So Junior Chun now in the 4th position. He is able to get a little bit closer there. So nice job from all these guys on that first run. And now Medium Rare is going to have to, answer for that.
Medium Rare is made up of a really talented roster of 3 drivers. Those guys can shred individually. The question is, how do they meld as a team here?
Well, I don't know, but like the passenger in Simeon's car was just looking straight back on initiation with the biggest smile on their face. And so if that doesn't tell you like what drifting is about, I don't know how else to explain it right there. But look at these guys stacked up. Simeon doing a good job in the lead, being very predictable there. And Tyler Mayer sticking it to his door. And man, Alex Lindsay, he is right there as well.
That's a good run. This is good Team Tandem drifting. We'll get another look at it from the camera view here from our drone operators. That's right. That's worth a chew here.
Dialing it in. That is a smooth peanut butter sandwich right there. Tyler Mayer, the filling in that one. Look at this nice last transition here as they're going to put their stamp on it for the judges on this first run. Little left foot brake from Tyler Mayer. Wow, dialed right in, side by side by side. Man, this is going to be a close one with the Goon Squad here.
All right, Goon Squad. Pressure's on. Daniel leads them into the corner. Junior Chun play. Oh, John Daniel pulls off.
John Daniel pulls off. Was it John Daniel or was it John Weagle?
Whoever was up in the front, but I thought that was Daniel.
I think it's John. So, they had 4 cars. They entered with 4 cars. Like we said, that's overachieving. But if you enter with 4, you need to finish with 4. They dropped a car.
That might end the run.
That is a huge blow to the Goon Squad here, and their like undefeated team tandem championships. Let's see exactly what happened. Let's see if we can pinpoint it right here. He just pulls right off.
Snap left. Felt something wrong, and your best drivers, you're one with the car. I hate to say it and be all mystical about it, but you feel that car from every bit of it touching the racetrack on and through. So save it, shut her down, whatever it is, to make it so it doesn't blow up and cost you extra thousands of dollars of what you have into it. And hey, it might have been a business decision there, but yeah, that's what it is.
It's tough. And I believe what I heard after the event is there was a tire that debeated. So lost control of the vehicle, was not able to, navigate through that course. And that's unfortunate for them. So let's see. Medium Rare has been on it, absolutely stuck to each other this whole time. So I feel like there's a big advantage for them. And you know what? They're all veterans. They all know what to do in this position. And look how calm they are in these cars. I mean, they're very settled. There's not a whole lot of correction from any of these vehicles. And Tyler Mayer just throwing some extra style points as they cross the finish line.
That might have been a run that would have been good enough to beat him anyways. It was pretty darn good.
100%. So killer job from Medium Rare. And they do get the win against Goon Squad. So they take out the Goon Squad, the highest level Team Tandem drifters here in the Pacific Northwest. So now it's anyone's game. open podium. Who wants to take that top spot? Could it be Medium Rare or could it be Tandem Knights? Another foursome out here with Jordan Hilmo, with Shane Cannon, with Aaron Levitt, with another guy that I'm going to look up his name because there's so many names here. It's like NCAA, like college people. I can't keep track of all these names.
Which is coming out in like a month and is going to waste a year of my life. It's going to be great. You could take this one to the bank. That's how good this run was. And speaking of banks, Coastal Community Bank. Community is their middle name. Bankers take time to understand your business and help it move forward. Coastal Community Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Stephen Edwards is the fourth member. Stephen Edwards is the fourth member. He's got two first names, so I can't remember like all those names and put them, put them in here. I have a finite amount of memory, and it's all taken up with 90s comedy movies, mostly basketball quotes.
Oh, gosh, which we can't use on the show.
No, we can use like hardly any of them.
Maybe 2%. Tandem Knights just went. This is Drift at Heart coming out to try to upset them. Tandem Knights, the 4 seed, Drift at Heart, the 12 seed. It's a 3-man group, and they're looking darn good.
That's right. They entered as a 4-man group, but it sounds like one of their members dropped out before competition. They still had 3, so we got that going. Matt Poyarena out front in that now red S13 V8 power under the hood. J.R. Goodwin in the middle, and then Cameron Moore, one of our veteran FD drivers out here at the track, coming back with this C6 Corvette and leaving his competition BRZ at home.
I wonder where his hood is, because that could affect the resale value of that Corvette at some point in time.
Well, you know he had the New Balances on. He had New Balances on and jorts in the vehicle. So, he was offsetting the lack of hood with, like, the outfit.
He's Drift John Cena.
Drift John Cena, but we can see him on track.
That's
right.
And
he's making it look good out there. Both these guys, a little bit of car contact, trying to get a little bit of extra angle from that lead car. Doing a good job is Drift at Heart. That's a good answer for Tandem Knights. So we're going to go to the second half of this battle, second runs for each of these teams, and see if we can find a definitive winner here.
I like that initiation from Tandem Knights. That was a good-looking first corner, and they're looking real tight packed in together as they make their way in through the center of our course here on their second run in the round of 8.
Man, these are 4 great-looking cars here. Jordan Hilmo doing a good job of being very smooth out front. That's what you need from your lead driver.
Oh.
And, man, it just following all the way through, man. He is setting the pace, and everyone was following suit. Fantastic job from Tandem Knights there. Let's see if Drift at Heart has an answer for that.
All right, gauntlet's been thrown down. Final try here for Drift at Heart. Can they do something epic? They're going to give it a shot.
There we go. So Matt Poyarena out front again. J.R. Goodwin reeling him in, trying to stick with him there. Matt Poyarena might have a little bit too much vehicle speed to be out in front, but I mean, when you got cars of this caliber, it's just kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Who do you want to go in front? All these guys are killers. All these guys are slaying out there. But you know what? I just think it wasn't as clean as Tandem Knights right there. And so we're going to watch the replay. Let's check it out. So Tandem Knights was very smooth, very collected. You could see they were working as a cohesive unit, but you could see that all these cars, they're kind of at different angles. They're all on slightly different lines here. They're taking different times to transition. So it's not what we want to see from cars working together in the team tandem portion of the competition.
And according to the officials' radio, the win is going to go to Tandem Knights.
Tandem Knights moving on, taking out Drift at Heart. So nice job from them.
Okay, Ride the Wall. This was your 2 seed coming in. And they're taking on Bikini Bottom. It's the 2 versus 10 here in the round of 8.
All right. So we got Jared Bradfield out front there in the Subaru wagon, looking great out front. So you could see that car, it's not running away from, his teammates there. They're sticking right with him. Dario Reddick right there side by side with him, and you can see that they're all on the same line, all about at the same angle, and doing it in a very smooth manner. So fantastic job from them. Team Ride the Wall right there.
Take a look at the replay view here, and you can see they've got it well thought out in terms of the sequencing of their cars, the power, who's going to do what, how well each car leads, how well each car chases. impressive looking run here.
And you can see on initiation, Jared wasn't trying to run away from them, right? He made sure that his teammates were there with him, whether he was looking in his rearview mirrors or he just kind of, sandbagged a little bit at the start, didn't go super fast, initiated, and gave ample opportunity for his teammates to be right there with him. And hey, look, man, it's looking great from start to finish there for Team Ride the Wall.
They are your top seat remaining at this point in time with the Goon Squad knocked out. So once again, we go to the Bikini Bottom boys. We're assuming boys. Yeah, well, we'll find out.
We can assume whatever we want here.
We can, yeah.
It's Jester's privilege. We can say whatever we want. We're not going to get punished for it.
That's right. Ooh, that was not the best looking corner there for them. 1 and 2 are doing their jobs. 3 is trying to scramble and keep up, unfortunately, and it looks a bit like there's room for improvement here on their second run.
Yeah, so this is Drayden King, Charles Wang, and Serge Fyodorov. But I'm just going to read that as Sergei Fedorov because, I'm a late 90s, early 2000s hockey fan. So,
I'm in.
All about that. Sergei Fedorov with the white boots and the tinted visor. Let's go, baby. But Team Bikini Bottom here, like I said, we want these guys to be working as a unit, right? We want it to look like, not like there's 3 cars out there, but there's one team out there. And right now, it's looking like there's 3 different units out there just kind of doing their own thing. You see the front 2 cars, they're trying to work together. This yellow Beamer is kind of doing its own thing, but even then, it's not consistent angle from the second car. They just look unsure of each other. Whereas we'll watch Team Ride the Wall here, and you look, very slow initiation, just kind of snake moving through the course, but they're all following each other. They're doing exactly what each other are doing. As I say that, I'm trying to commentators curse them as hard as possible. Brendan Theriou, he got back in line. He got right next to his teammates there, and look at that. Jared Bradfield, very smooth with that turbo UZ. Big angle from him. As you see, he's going to cut the line now, but look, all his teammates adapt. They almost made it look like it was on purpose. Almost. If you didn't know it was an actual mistake and there was no lines painted on track, you'd be like, wow, they planned that.
I am just impressed with the amount of smoke that a Subaru wagon can put down. You know what I mean?
Well, right,
that was
and a Subaru wagon with a Toyota motor, because normally it's a Subaru wagon making that much smoke, and you're like, head gaskets, bro.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, that's just regular maintenance. Every 2 oil changes do your head gaskets too, but he's got turbo UZ power in that engine bay, looking killer out there. And you see Bikini Bottom, man, they're just kind of doing their own thing. SpongeBob's back there just goofing around. He's jellyfishing back there. Patrick Starr is just bugging Squidward right now, and Squidward's like, I just want a clarinet.
As this run finishes up. And we're going to move on. We have got our final in the round of 8. 90 degrees. That's right, 90 degrees. Your 3 seed will start us off, and through the initiation they go.
Yes, sir. So 90 degrees, I believe, is this the first head-to-head battle that they have? With these Mustangs, these Brostangs, Nick Brockmeyer out front, so he's the one that they deem the most consistent and the most chaseable. EJ Radke's behind him, and Aaron Ram's just doing sleeveless cowboy stuff in the back there, and the Bardal SN95 Mustang. Man, it looks like if you want to say a cowboy yeehaw run, that kind of felt like a cowboy yeehaw run. These guys were doing stuff. They're running and gunning out there, just kind of doing their own things, sticking together as much as they could, but it still seemed like they were out there just in party mode. So I want to see them tone it down just a little bit, take 10% off her, and just get it a little bit smoother out there, right? You don't have to do those big dives. It's actually it works against you if you're trying to dive in on your teammate here. It works better if y'all just chill out a little bit.
It almost seems like just slow down a smidge. Right? Just a bit.
Smidge.
Yeah, a little bit off, and those have been the more impressive looking runs. All right, what was that, the Brick Drift? The Brickyard something?
Yeah, Brick Drifter Sam Jardine out front with that Volvo there. Is it a coupe? It's a Volvo coupe, all right, so he's got the sporty edition of the bricks. It's brick colored too, so it's just absolutely perfect.
Yes.
Just top to bottom, just working that all out, just Volvo to its core.
Theme.
On theme. Yes, that is the word. I ran around that word, and you just dialed me right in.
I got you.
Bam. Bullseye. So here we go. So we got Sam Jardine leading the way, and then Kyle Higa and Nick Jardine. I believe Nick Jardine is in the black E36, and Kyle Higa is in the red one. So, I mean, it's looking good from these guys. Not a lot of angle here. A little bit of separation there. And when the separation happens, you see a little bit of a wobble reinitiation from Higa back there. But when the separation happens, that's when you know your heart rate starts to increase. You start to feel like, oh man, I don't want to let my teammates down, and you start doing stuff you may not normally do. Like we could just chill. We could just chill just a little bit.
Yep.
This is calm time. This isn't full comp time.
Well, it's where having a good lead makes a huge difference. And again, setting a pace that everybody can match. Look at that. Leaning on each other.
Dang. Going around that north light pole there looking solid. Coming around the south light pole, you see there's a little bit more speed in these cars. But look at that. Side by side, stacked up 3 wide right there. Man, these guys are looking killer there.
That
in
was
Team 90 Degrees.
Vastly better on their second run. As let's get a second look at it again from the drone footage. And from up top, just look at the proximity, the mirroring, hitting all of the zones they're supposed to get to so much better across the board here on their second run.
Yeah, look at that. So Nick is doing a good job in front. EJ was right there, and Aaron Ram calmly gained that proximity and came back with his crew. So nice job from him, calmly getting it dialed back in with 90 Degrees, which also they spelled their team name 9 N-I-N-E and then the letter T Degrees. And so we're not just like ChatGPT bots trying to read this out. 9 T Degrees. They're the weird ones, not us, I promise you.
So here into the second run of Team Toge.
That is correct.
Like the mountains of Japan.
Exactly. Where drifting was born, where it was forged in the fires. There's not fires up there. It's a metaphor.
Are there Yakuza up there?
Yeah, hella Yakuzas.
I love it. That was a good-looking run for them, too. A little more subtle, a little more understated, but boy, they put her together there off those final couple of corners. Let's watch again.
I like it. I like what I'm seeing from Team Toge here. You know what? It's just a weird group of cars, right? Like, I mean, you don't want to... I mean, aesthetically, a Volvo is not what you want to see drifting, but, like, he does it so good that you can't really get mad at it. These guys are looking killer here, but you know what? It's too close to call between these guys, so we're going to go to sudden death after these messages.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us here at Evergreen Speedway Home Track Heroes. DriftCon once again, Team Tandem style. Ben White, Caleb Hart, and let's throw it out there again as the group of 4 Tandem Knights are into the round of 4 and looking for some championship glory.
Yes, we do have a sudden death match coming up, but you're going to have to wait just a short minute because we got Tandem Knights going up against Medium Rare right now. And Tandem Knights, I mean, 4 deep, running it side by side. And you see, as we get deeper into these rounds, these guys are just getting more and more comfortable with each other. And look at that. Jordan Hilmo out front. Steven Edwards following him up. Shane Cannon and Aaron Levitt. I mean, all 4 of these guys working as one, and it's a beautiful thing.
Second look at it here on Home Track Heroes, brought to you by Gene Johnson, Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. And yeah, the Tandem Knights just getting stronger and more smooth as this race goes on, or this day goes on here at our drift course for Evergreen Speedway.
Yeah. This is I like what I'm seeing here. You see just little adjustments, but it's not disrupting like the whole, the actions of the car. Right, just little adjustments. That's what you need, and it's looking smooth out there. Killer job from those guys. So Medium Rare is coming up now. So we got Simeon McKinley. He is leading the way, and then we got Tyler Mayer, and we got Alex Lindsay following him up. Man, 3 deep, 3 wide. That's what you need for a team right here, and they're making it look real good.
Now, these are the guys who knocked off the Goon Squad. Goon Squad did have somebody drop out mechanically during that race, but they were the Giant Slayer. So keep that in mind as we watch this first run from them, and it's pretty good to lay down their first run.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing here. Let's dissect it a little bit. So Simeon out front, very smooth in that Z. Tyler Mayer, you see a lot of like little brake adjustments, trying to get that car dialed in a little bit, taking a little bit of vehicle speed out while keeping that wheel speed up, keeping it in drift. And, I mean, man, a lot of left foot brake here. So you see that's a part of the course where you could gain a lot of vehicle speed. And they're trying to keep it down and keep it a little bit more predictable between the 3. When I saw it in the non-drone footage, It looked like there was a lot of little adjustments that were noticeable as they were coming around that south light pole. So I feel like it might weigh against them. Let's see what happens here. This is an aggressive initiation from the Tandem Knights here, and they're going to dial it in around the north pole. And you see, look at that. They're 2 and 2, but now they're trying to make it that foursome that we want to see on track here. Looking good. So the transitions were a little late here, but this is just nitpicking, right? Because we got 4 cars that are working very well together. And let's check it out again on the drone replay here.
I'm trying to watch with your eyes, which sounds creepy, but I'm trying to look for that micro adjustment like you were mentioning before. This seemed very smooth comparatively. You didn't see a whole lot of twitch, turn, stab, brake. These cars felt like they were in the gas consistently and turning through these corners.
Yeah, so even though it did look at like 2 and 2 at some points, you can see that there's not many, corrections to the steering angle. The cars are kind of set it and forget it once they make those transitions. So it's looking very good for them. Let's see what Medium Rare does. This is the second lap, the second run of this battle. And you see they're a little bit on different lines here as they're coming around that north pole. Looking good. You can see that they're very committed here. Simeon McKinley doing a good job out front. Nice predictable transition, giving ample opportunity for his teammates to get right next to his door. And look at that, Tyler Mayer pushing him through, doing what he's supposed to do. And Alex Lindsay right there with him. Tyler Mayer throwing a little extra sauce on it, coming through the finish line. Looking good, but you know what? It was too little too late for Medium Rare as Tandem Knights takes the victory in that battle.
All right, this is our sudden death to go from the round of 8 into the round of 4, and this is 9T Degrees getting after it again.
All right, so Nick Brockmeyer out front, EJ Radke chasing him down in the middle, and Aaron Ram bringing up the caboose as EJ Radke and Nick Brockmeyer are right next to each other, but Aaron Ram is kind of, playing catch-up as we're coming through this course. Like to see him a little bit closer, and especially when he's going up against Team Toge here. So we're going to get a replay on this run. Let's see what happens here as Nick initiates. Okay, looking good so far. Aaron Ram right there with him. Good transition from these guys, and I don't know if Aaron Ram doesn't really lock in the angle here. A lot of smoke coming out, a healthy amount of smoke coming out from the back of EJ's car, so maybe that might have affected Aaron a little bit.
Could be. I mean, visuals are a real thing in this. You gotta where you're driving compared to where the smoke's coming off, right?
Indeed, he might need to get his eyes checked. He might need a health check.
Hey, you know what? Evergreen Health of Monroe, when your need for speed gets the best of you and you end up needing stitches or having bones set, Evergreen Health Monroe, your full-service community hospital, ready to take care of you when you need them the most.
All right, well, you know what? We checked, and 9T Degrees actually took the win in that sudden death battle, so nice job from them. We're going to see more from them, but right now on screen, we got a little bit more of, which team is this again?
This is Team Tauge, so we can't say 9T Degrees
Team
have
what
won
now?
this year. Sorry, Tauge.
Team Tauge. If you're from Eastern Canada.
So this is their run against 9T Degrees. So 9T Degrees has not won yet.
Okay.
This is the sudden death run.
This is the sudden death run?
This is the sudden death run.
I don't know. I can't keep track of stuff. I mean, look. We're watching drifting.
That's
We're
right.
watching teams go down here, just shred it on track. And look, this is a sick view of this. Like, I mean, we feel like we're the fourth passenger in this team, throwing it down. Look at these guys go. So we got Sam Jardine is doing a fantastic job as the lead driver in these teams. So doing a great job. And, Nick Jardine's doing well, sticking with him. And Kyle Higa bringing up the rear.
All right, so now that is done, we can tell you that 9T Degrees did win that sudden death round.
Okay, yeah, I spoiled the crap out of it.
That's okay.
Okay,
It happens.
Bruce Willis was ghost the whole time. I'm sorry.
This is round of 4, and Ride the Wall is on racetrack with our Highline Shootout winner, Dario Redick. He is in the middle position here. Of these 3 drivers, they are the top seed remaining, and that's Purdy.
God dang, ride the wall, turning it up a notch here in the Final Four, putting some stank on it is Jared Bradfield. Man, watch as he makes the final transition. We're going to watch him here at the start of this run, so keeping it nice, calm, cool, collected. Oh, this is the end of the run. Never mind. JK, you're going to have to rewind it on your DVR to see what I'm talking about. Jared Bradfield put a stinky amount of angle in that Subaru wagon, and his buddies just stuck it with him, matched his angle, finished out the course. Fantastic run from those guys. So 90 degrees. They made it through a sudden death battle, but do they have enough stamina left to, take out Team Ride the Wall here?
Well, let's find out. They're rolling, they're trying, they got everything they got going.
EJ Radke just putting the pressure on Nick Brockmeyer. And I say pressure, these guys are homies. There's no pressure here.
No.
This is all for funsies. And I mean, these guys are high-fiving it out, like I'm sure, in between runs, after the runs. But look at this. So Nick Brockmeyer doing a good job in the lead. Very predictable car. Okay, very predictable way of navigating through this course. EJ's doing a good job. Might like to see him like a half lane, like forward, so maybe matching where the front wheels are on Nick and just giving a better opportunity for Aaron to chase him down. Aaron, same thing. I'd like to see him like a half a car, like forward, if that makes sense, like more towards the inside of the track. I don't know how to use words to describe the way I'm feeling right now, but I feel like they could do a better job, and they should just read my brain.
We needed one of those like fisheye cameras on the announcers during that while you did your hand demonstrating stuff like that,
because that would help the viewers out a lot. Is my hand demonstrating?
I thought so.
I mean, we saw how I hand demonstrated me being a microphone person earlier, and it was not pretty. So if I'm not going to get canceled for my words, it's probably my hand gestures. These guys should get canceled for what they're doing on track right now, because it is disgusting. Look at Team Ride the Wall right now, throwing it down. Do we got a replay on this? Hell yeah, we got a replay on this. I want to watch it over and over. If anything, you should just keep rewinding Team Ride the Wall on your DVR and just do that. Just wear out your VHS tape, get mom real bad, get that thing tracking again. And look at this. Look at this angle from Jared Bradfield right now in that wagon. Stupid. Dumb.
Whoa, the drone had to pull out because of all the smoke that it was inhaling in and through there.
Come on, drone guy, you never pull out. Come on, take it from a champion here. Look at this. These guys are leaving it buried. They're making it happen out there on track and looking unreal. Team Ride the Wall. Can anyone take out Team Ride the Wall right now?
90 degrees has their chance to announce their presence with authority. Ooh. Can they do so?
Okay. Anything you can do, we can try and do better. Look at this. 19 degrees right now, throwing it down. That's the first half of the track. Let's see what they do. Oh, Aaron Ram, a little weeble wobbling back there, trying to make up for it. That first half of the run was silly. They saw what their competitors were doing. They're trying to turn it up to 11. They did, but they blew their amp about halfway through. Wow. Check it out here as we go through the drone replay. Nick Brockmeyer, good initiation from him. He's smooth, and he's doing what he's supposed to do as that lead driver, all right? He's just a moving clipping point. EJ Radke says, gladly, friend, sets it and forgets it, puts his tire on his wall. They're hyped. They're throwing hands out the window, but right out of frame, Aaron Ram has a weird weeble wobble, and you know what? I think that's going to be too little too late for them. Team Ride the Wall takes the win, and let's check it out after this break.
It is DriftCon once again. Team Tandem, always dope. Finals time, Ben White. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Home Track Heroes brought to you by G. Johnson Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling and Electrical. The cars tearing up the track. They're all about speed, precision, and delivery, top-notch service. With their a bunch of years of experience and a team of skilled professionals, they tackle every job with experience and efficiency. As they say, G. Johnson, we're on it.
All right, so Team 19 Degrees, they just got beat, but you know what? They're here for the third place battle, so they're going side by side. Again, these guys on the North Light Pole do a great job, and then on the South Pole, it all goes away. It's just brain fart time for these guys, and that's the first mistake I think we've seen EJ Radke make all day. I don't know if it was a genuine mistake. We don't have replay, so we're just gonna assume and talk trash about him. But no,
he's been a rock star all day long.
An absolute rock star, and at 12 years old too, man, he's got a bright future ahead of him. But we got Team Medium Rare here. They're going for third place. Simeon McKinley, not a lot of angle from that Z out in the lead position. That's not what we've seen happen from him all day. He's been very consistent, and you can see not a lot of angle crossing the power alley, and you know what? It might have thrown off lesser drivers, but Tyler Mayer and Alex Lindsay, right there, they know how to adjust. They know what they have to do to keep their cars in drift and make it look salvageable at least. So let's check it out as I'm nitpicking and just talking mad trash here. Is Simeon McKinley doing a good job here? So you see he wobbles.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Got
Comes
straight
a little
for
bit
just
out
a
of angle,
second.
just a second. And even here, like to see a little bit more angle in the car. You see he's not quite settled in it. Doesn't have the angle that we're used to. And so a lot of left foot brake from Tyler Mayer, keeping that car in drift. And Alex Lindsay, I mean, hey, he's just got his pedal to the metal. He's just steering around going, yeah, what's up? This is drifting, dude.
Well, if he could have that run back, he would. Here's the good news. They get 2 runs per here in Team Tandem.
Absolutely. So let's see if 90 Degrees can put down a full run here, because the first half, I mean, it can compete with anyone out here. The second half is where it kind of flubs and falls apart. So I don't know if this is something where, you know, they gain the 10, 15 miles an hour as they cross the, you know, the traditional crossover, the power alley, if you will, as far as drifting goes. But you can see once it speeds up a little bit around that south light pole, it kind of gets a little scatterbrainy out there.
So let's watch it. We're in that point that you're talking about is coming up right about now.
Right about now. This is where they need to be on throttle to keep that car in drift. And so when they do, they gain a lot of vehicle speed, and that's when it gets a little bit chaotic in those cars and in the, you know, setup of this team. So that's the second half of their battle for third place right now. Is it enough to get the last spot on the Team Tandem podium? I don't know. Medium rare? I don't think they think so.
Medium rare's been solid all day long. I'd say a solid medium, in fact.
A solid medium?
Yeah.
That's overcooked. Get out of my house. What are you going to do? Dip it in ketchup too? Shoot, fellas. Man, I just... It goes through the day, and it looks so good, and I don't know if there's like a little bit of excitement here, but you saw a little bit of a gap be created in these cars. So I don't know if it was just not enough time in between runs or in between, you know, battles here, or, you know, it maybe a little bit of driver's exhaustion, maybe some dehydration.
We could say this as well on this end, Ben. We have been spoiled with some insane runs today.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so our level of what it's taking to really impress us at this point in time, that bar might be extraordinarily high here at the end of the show.
Yeah, no, I'm still going to, like, armchair quarterback and just nitpick everything and tell them what to do like I know what's going on. But, I mean, there's a reason that I'm an announcer and not a driver anymore. And it's because these guys are way better at doing it, and I just have no filter with my mouth.
So we'll let you know who ends up getting the W when we get to the podium, as this is the final, and it is Ride the Wall, the 2 seed, taking on the Tandem Knights in the 4 seed. If you missed it earlier, our Highline Shootout winner, Dario Redich, is
with his front wheels just locked up.
Oh, this
just
is
left
gorgeous.
Foot braking hard as he can. Big angle. Look, not a lot of angle from Dario as he's following, trying to reel him in. Wow, side by side. It looked like those cars were some Cronenberg monster, and they were just joined together as they crossed through the finish line. Unreal job from these guys. This is dumb. This is stupid.
It's stupid good.
It's stupid good. Look at these guys go. Jared Bradfield, man, he's got his passenger just taking selfies in there, just having a good old time. And that's what drifting is all about, just having a good time with your bros. And this is it on track. Look at these guys dialed in, diving in right next to each other. Dario Redich, I mean, there's not a big gap between him and Brennan, but the gap between him and Jared looks so small comparatively.
No.
It's just wild. Wild. Nice job from them. And that's only the first run.
That's right. Here comes the Tandem Knights for their first run, and this team has been super impressive all day.
100%. We're going to have to watch a replay on there. I'm distracted. I'm getting all high-voiced and stuff like that.
Well, did you see what I did? Car 2 on the line looked awfully straight for a bit.
That's what I saw, too. I want to see that on the replay. But look at this. They're looking dialed in coming around that South Pole, and that seems to be a big trouble spot for many of these teams. But look at that. Looking so dialed here. So it looks like we have a drone replay. And let's keep an eye on car number 2 and Mr. Steven Edwards here, as he has a weird weeble. I think it might have just been kind of an early transition.
Okay.
I think we could justify it like that it was an early transition. But look, it's less 2 and 2 and more of a foursome. So they're getting freaky out there on track, keeping these cars all next to each other. Look at that. Tandem Knights just stacked up 4 deep. Man, that is impressive from those guys.
Okay, so here we go. It's the final chance of the day for Ride to the Wall to impress the judges as a group of 3. See if they can pull things together here on the final one and take the championship. Reddick could be a 2-time champion on the day if he can pull this off.
And I mean, it's calculate. You could tell that they talked about it, and these are calculated runs from these guys. So there is a lot of strategy at play here. And I mean, they're just stacked up. That Subaru, just the wild card. All these guys driving killer. Fantastic job from these guys. And that could be the last run that we see of them today. We'll see it again in the replay here. But what an unbelievable job. When I talk about them strategy and calculated, you see as they kind of do that snake initiation, right? They're all kind of getting in the groove. They're not doing their own thing. They're doing the same thing. And that's what we want from these Team Tandem guys, to do the same thing out there. So, I mean, these guys are fantastic. I mean, when they get Royce back, I hope they run it 4 deep, because that would just be all the more impressive. But Team Ride the Wall, a tip of the hat to you guys. You guys are killing it all day.
Yeah, they did nothing in the course of any of those runs that went, ooh, there's a boo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They were so technically proficient throughout that whole thing.
No, my stick remains unshaken.
I like it.
Them. Fantastic job.
So, Tandem Knights, it's our own 4 horsemen here of this group. Rick, Arn, Tully, Barry, they're all out there.
Indeed.
Let's see if they can make it happen.
And they're working together. They're working together. Look at that, 4 deep. And so I think having 4 is definitely going to work in their favor, especially because they're working together. But having 4 just adds that extra element of difficulty. Aaron Levitt, I mean, just a man among men in the back there, able to stick with him, but it's because he trusts his teammates so much, right?
Yeah.
Jordan Hilmo, he did great in the Highline shootout, but he looks even better here in this Team Tandem layout, driving with his buddies, working together as a cohesive unit. So Jordan, Steven, Shane, and Aaron, man, you guys are killing it. This is fantastic. Like, look at this drone footage. Now we're running 5 deep with this. I mean, I don't know, dude, because, like, both these teams are so closely matched. It's so much fun. It might come down to an extra element of difficulty, but let's send it to Brandon Schmidt and see what they have to say on the podium.
We're going to announce 3rd place for DriftCon Team Tandem Competition. Medium Rare, 3rd place, everybody. All right, so 3rd place today. You guys looked awesome all day. Super exciting to watch. Perfect tandem. Anything you guys want to note, touch on, come forward, DriftCon After Dark?
We got anything? That was fun. I've never been that tight for that long. Like, I could see Simeon in the front, and then in my corner of my eye, I could see Alex. That was crazy.
Well, you guys sure were locked in all day. It looked awesome. It was 3rd place today, but wouldn't be surprised to see you guys win another one next time. So hope to see you back out on the next one. Congratulations, everybody. Medium Rare, 3rd place, Team Tandem competition today. All right, so let's bring up Ride the Wall and Tandem Knights.
Get up here, Brendan.
All right, I've known these guys longer, so we're going to start with Tandem Knights. You guys were super locked in all day. Awesome to see. You guys have been out here for forever. Anything you want to talk about? What was your big sticking point today as a team for making you guys drive so good?
I just want to say thanks to Aaron and Shane for filling in, because we got some broken cars on the team. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, it was cool to see you guys mix in some other people, but it looked like you guys all drove together great. So super good stuff. Hope to see you guys back at After Dark, and we'll move over to Ride the Wall. So, same thing for you guys. Amazing driving all day. Not your normal team, but you sure made it look good. What attributed to your success a little bit today?
Man, we just been driving together for a while, and we trust each other, and we try to stay consistent, and we work really well together, and that really helps us get the distance.
Okay, well, I'm excited to announce we have a winner for our 2024 Team Tandem at DriftCon. First place, Tandem Knights takes the win. So, Tandem Knights your winner. Second place, Ride the Wall. Great battle between both sides. So, you guys won. Anything you want to add on? Attribute your success to? Tell the camera.
I just want to thank my wife and kid for coming out and watching, and I just love driving with the boys. They shred, and it's always a good time.
Awesome. Well, Tandem Knights your winner. Ride the Wall second. 2024 DriftCon Team Tandem champions. Now they got to defend their cup.
I thank a couple sponsors, buddy.
Yeah. Who you want to thank today for your success and all the great times you guys had today?
Man, I have so many brothers I need to thank. Sean Duggar at Winter Circles Garage, Royce Tanner, Cole Reardon Racing, my little brother Garrett. I would never be here without him. Dario's whole family has been great. We love them. We're just happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, your 2024 podium winners, Team Tandem, DriftCon. I'm signing out. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. Thanks for sticking out all day. The rain stayed away. You guys were awesome. DriftCon After Dark coming this fall. Expect to see you guys all there. It's always a show. Thank you.
Congratulations to Tandem Knights taking the Team Tandem win. Ben, that's an incredible day of drifting here at Evergreen Speedway.
Yeah, unreal job by all the drivers. Thanks for everyone who came out and saw it live. If you want to come see drifting live at Evergreen Speedway, the next time you can do that will be at Grassroots Round 3 on June 23rd. So come check that out. There's going to be a lot of these CM drivers there, so you'll be able to see all the excitement live. Next DriftCon we got is going to be on September 28th, and that's going to be DriftCon After Dark. Lights go down. Fun goes up.
Oh, man, it's going to be a great time. Next time you can come out, or actually next week on the show here at Evergreen Speedway. Winning sprint cars, Outlaw figure eights, super stock figure eights, Stinger 8s, and Hornets, and more. Going to be an absolutely fantastic contest. Hey, my name is Caleb Hart. You are?
Danger Ben White. Keep the pedal to the metal and shred all tires.
For Griff, Derek, and all the guys behind the scenes, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next Sunday night here at 5 o'clock on Seattle 11 for Home Track Heroes.
Thanks for watching Evergreen Speedway's Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11. Join us next week for more great racing from Evergreen Speedway.